and welcome back. So where we left off was just with our board being ready to go. So we had it painted, we had it distressed. I hadn't included you too much in on the finished product yet, so I'm going to do that in this segment. It looks like I've done a lot of work here, but I really haven't. I just wanted you to be able to come back and have an idea of what the finished product was basically going to look like and how we got there. So don't worry, I'm going to take you back through step by step and make sure that you get all of this down so that you can finish your piece as well. So once you have your board done, the next step is going to be to attach your clock. Now I chose a vintage clock because I really liked it. It was already not working. I got it really cheap, all of those great things. So that's why I chose it. You can pick any clock that would match your house, maybe one you already have. You know, whatever you want is fine on that. And you're going to want to set that to the time that your child was born. Kind of goes along with the theme of the best of times. I got that idea somewhere else, and I just wanted to combine it all to create this because I thought it was really super neat. So to attach your clock, you're going to just attach it to the wood like you were hanging it to a wall. So you're going to put a screw or a nail in and just hook it right on there. That's exactly what I did here, and that seemed to be the best way. I think it's tough to try to, you know, screw through here or on whatever kind of clock you had. It could be a challenge too. So just hang your clock right to your piece of wood. Once you get that done, that kind of gives you an idea of the space that you're going to have left for your collage of pictures. So that's what we're going to move on to next is our pictures. What I did was print 10 to 15 pictures off so that I would have a variety to choose from when I came back to do the project. I'm a big believer in not locking into anything, so I didn't want to just pick 5. I wanted to give myself some extra so I could come back and arrange them and decide them. I printed my pictures off at CVS. I think it's a really great place for you to print your pictures because you can print directly from Facebook. So that eliminates a lot of that, you know, hassle of downloading pictures to an SD card or to a disk and taking them in. This way, all of your favorite family pictures that you always upload to Facebook, you can print them right off there. And another cool feature there, I'm sure most places have this, but you can add text to your pictures. So I did do that. I chose, you know, words like home, faith, love, smile, family, you know, put some in black and white, really cute. And I did stick to the black and white pictures because I thought it just matched the vintage theme really well. So once you print off your pictures, what you're going to want to do is pick 10 or 15 pieces of paper that are going to match either your hanging or your house. And we're going to frame in our pictures. So to give it a little bit of a finished look and not just put pictures directly on there, when you go to cut out your frame, as you can see here, I have a decorative edge. You're going to use the fun little scissors here that give you a decorative edge. So I don't know if you can zoom in and see that there. You can pick these up. I have this whole big pack that I picked up because I love them. But you can pick those up at Hobby Lobby. You can buy just the individual pairs for $1.99 there. Probably cheaper other places. And it also keeps you from having to do a perfectly straight line. And I mess up a lot, so I love little tricks like that. So once you have your picture, you're just going to cut your frame around. So super easy. Like I said, doesn't take too much time. Just cut around your picture, make a nice frame there. Okay, so you get the idea of what I'm doing there. I actually already have one done so that we can kind of move on. Over here is my frame that I already did and the picture. I also did that decorative edge around the picture too. I hadn't originally intended to do that, but as I got going, it just kind of looked not very good. It just didn't flow very nicely. It was like this square picture, you know, in this fun frame. So I cut the picture too. So what we're going to do now, I'm using Modge Podge because number one, it works good on pictures, paper. It's also kind of a great one-stop shop for this project. We're going to want to put a sealant over this, and you can use Modge Podge for that as well. So it's kind of good for the glue, holds everything. You know, the less stuff that we use, the easier it is to do. So I actually attached the picture to the paper first because remember, you know, this stuff is already done, but before I had done that, I wanted to be able to have them finished so that I could arrange them how I wanted them. So I thought it was best to seal the picture right to the paper first. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm taking the Modge Podge, nice thin coat across the back. And then I'm just going to stick that right here to my little paper frame. Try to make it as centered and even as possible. Be careful. You would be surprised. Modge Podge, it sticks. So once you get it on that paper, you're kind of stuck with where it goes. So you kind of want to hover over and make sure you got it right. Use a flat surface to do your work on so you can smooth it out. And I have that part done. Once you got that done and you have all of your pictures ready to go, that's when you'll go through here and you'll kind of lay them out how you want to. And also, you know, keep in mind things like the colors, which ones you're going to put close together. I kind of had the two grays together, so I switched it up, separated them. I know that this one looks a little hidden. You can do that however you want. I really love that picture and I wanted to squeeze it in there. So I put it on there under the clock anyways, regardless. Okay, so once you have your pictures arranged the way that you want them, you're going to take your Modge Podge again and you're going to run it across the back of the paper now. And you definitely want to get all the way across the edges. As you can see, I'm just taking my brush right all the way to the end so that the ends stick as well. You don't want to just get the center and then you have your edges wrinkling and crinkling up and all that good stuff. Don't feel like you have to be super careful. You're not going to ruin anything with this. If you get a little bit on your paper, it's going to dry clear, so it's no big deal. Again, be careful when you go to stick it to your wood because it is extremely sticky. So kind of have a good idea of where you want to put it. I am going to overlap a little bit on this one here onto my other photo and onto the wood. Now, when you get it placed on there, it's not going to just stick. That would just be way too easy. Your edges that are coming up, you know, you can just kind of take your paintbrush back over, seal those down. And then also, like I said, Modge Podge can be used as a sealant. So once you kind of get it down for the most part, if you have some crinkles or you have some edges that you're noticing aren't really sticking, that's where you can start to take your Modge Podge and actually go over the edges of the paper. You can do this with fabric too, just kind of throwing that in there. And it doesn't ruin the paper or the fabric or make it look bad. And you'll just want to smooth it out so that you don't have the runs or anything on there. So nice, smooth, get all the way over the edges there. Okay, so once I had all my pictures on there, at that point I would put my lettering on. Now I already have done that part, of course, for time purposes. I don't think you guys want to watch me cut all those letters and get them all down there. But I am going to do one just quickly to show you. I just got a book of letters, you know, stickers. This is, again, where you pick what you like and then come back at it. Up here I put the best of times. Here I'm actually going to put her birth date. And down here at the bottom I'll put her full name at some point as well. So, you know, just kind of a little collage of her and her birthday and her birth time and all of that. So I think that's really cute. So you'll want to cut your letters out of here and place them. It is way too hard to get an idea of where you want them to go if you're trying to do one at a time and stick them. So cut all of your letters out, place them where you want them so you can arrange them, and then go back and start sticking them. Another trick for this part, if you have one of these, and you know, this is my husband's, so it's like a handy dandy level, but I really don't know what it's called or anything, or what you are supposed to use it for, but I love it to line things up. So you can just take this, make sure that you get your little bubble in the right spot there, make it level, and then that way you can just follow along those lines. Great. I'm just going to put one on for now to show you the idea. You're going to peel that right off there and then stick that right down. And you can also kind of tell if it's lined up, you know, just by looking at it as well. So that gives you an idea of the sticker part of it. The last thing that we're actually going to do, and we're almost done here, is take the Modge Podge and put it over top of everything. You want it to be a nice sealed finish, and it'll also look good. Another thing to keep in mind, if you don't seal the whole entire thing, you will have shiny spots in places where you've stuck down your pictures and then other spots that aren't shiny. So I won't do the whole thing while you're watching, but we'll go back and do a little bit. With the stickers, they will start to kind of stick up and peel up in places. because you know this isn't a good surface to put this adhesive on. So you will want to Modge Podge over them. So you're literally just going to run right over everything. Now it looks a little bit thick, looks a little bit nerve-wracking. It even makes me a little bit nervous, and I know it's going to be okay. But you're going to go right over top of that to keep those letters down. If one of them starts to move like that, that's a great thing about these videos. It's no big deal. You just move it back into place. Totally fine. You're going to want to cover up over, oh, my little dots came off there. Cover back up over the edges of the picture. Well, little guy is stuck here. There we go. Get it all the way across the edges. The biggest thing with it is just making sure that you don't have a thick coat. You want it to be a nice thin coat over top of it. But other than that, there's really nothing else you have to worry about too much there. The only thing that you don't want to cover is your actual photos themselves. You might be able to do that. I have no idea though. I've never done it. I've never tried it. I'm not brave enough. I'm always too far in these projects. It's probably something I should just do to see if it holds up. But you definitely want to get all the edges and all the rest of your wood so that you have a nice good finish. Like I said, I'll just do an example there for you. And then this is your finished piece. So, you know, like I said, really cute theme, I'm sorry, the best of times. You have your collage here, you have the birth time, you have their birth date, their name. I think that this project would be great for weddings as well. You could put the best of times. Maybe for some people it's the worst of times, so I don't know. But you could put the time that you got married up here, and then, you know, your wedding date, and have all of your wedding photos and stuff. Or just anything that you think is a special time for you that was some of the best times. I just think it's really cool and a really neat wall hanging for your house. So once you're done, I've done videos before with little brackets. You can just apply the little brackets, put them on the back. On something this big and heavy, I would definitely recommend 2, 1 on each side, just to make sure that it'll hold well. Other than that, that's it. Find a great place in your house to hang it, and you're all set. Thanks so much for watching.